Okay, we are on the road. It feels like officially on the road.
It does, yes.
Take three.
Enjoyed the safety and security of staying close to family the last few weeks.
Yes.
Now we're off.
We are off. We are headed towards Carnarvon Gorge, this spectacular national park, and we're doing a couple of pit stops along the way. Fortunately today we've been asked to go and visit a pecan farm.
Yeah, so we've just come out of the town of Mundubra, which is close to Gayndah.
Mandarin, capital of Australia.
There you go. And yeah, we're going to visit pecans, which is so exciting. I love pecans. I know.
What do pecans grow on? Trees, bushes?
We're about to find out.
In the ground?
Yeah, it's really fascinating and awesome to be invited out to have experiences like this that we wouldn't generally have in our day-to-day life.
Exactly, and it's not a public access farm, so we feel pretty fortunate to actually go and see how this actually operates. All right, let's go try some pecans.
Yum. Yum. Yum.
So I'm here with Jason, all right, at this incredible pecan farm. Now, I'm aware now they grow on trees, it's a good start. And then they fall like this, and that is the nut itself?
That's, yeah, the nut, the kernel's inside the outer shell of that.
Okay,
yeah,
got it.
Yep.
All right, but you were telling me there's a shuck,
Yep.
another part.
On the outer of that, as they grow.
Is that hard as well?
No, it gets hard as it ripens.
Okay.
They're green and full of moisture
Yes.
until they start to ripen, and then they open up and your nut in shell will drop out, or you'll shake them out of your tree with your
And
shake.
this normally would, in effect, be a seed?
Correct.
Okay, right. And so then that comes through into your processing. Once
Yep.
you've got them in your bin, you've shook them off the tree?
Yep. Picked them up with the harvester that you've seen.
Yeah. Okay, and then they're going through this massive machine here.
Yep.
So when did they crack out of this?
When we send them to Toowoomba like that,
Got it.
and they're processed by Starman's
Okay.
Farms. Yep.
Hence why we don't get them in a bag looking like that.
That's right.
Isn't it amazing
You've learned.
how good it is to be able to walk in and just get them already done for you?
I'll give you some before you go.
Yeah, that's great.
But
Because
yeah.
that would be an effort, I would imagine. It's like macadamias, I guess, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Exactly. So a maca's got an outer casing on it,
Yes.
and he pops,
Yes.
and you get your nut in shell out of it.
Yeah, very cool.
This shaker here, you just drive straight down your tree row, and your arm goes in and out, and you clamp it onto your tree, and we shake for 3.5, 4 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Head opens up, goes back in, and you drive onto the next tree and repeat the whole process.
And how many nuts are you going to get off a tree on average, I guess, a mature tree?
20, 25 kilos.
And how many nuts in a kilo?
On our smallest size, about 100. On our bigger size, about 60.
Okay, wow. Okay, and how many trees have you got?
22,000.
Okay, so how many months or endless days are we doing on...
Harvest,
Yeah,
8 to 10 weeks, and she's all over.
and is it a continuous cycle?
Yep.
Wow.
Once we start, unless we get rain, we just keep going.
Okay, great. Do you sleep?
Yeah, I sleep 3 or 4 hours a day.
It's amazing, mate.
It goes like this.
Yeah.
You want to put a nut in? Oh yeah, you got one.
That's it. You got it.
Push.
Daddy, you do it.
Okay.
You have to try. Okay, Daddy. Yes!
Is that right, or did I overdo it?
He is so cute.
Wasn't that fantastic? Going out, meeting Jason and Jenny, beautiful people.
Oh, amazing. Just welcomed us into their farm, into their home, and shared with us so many incredible stories about pecan farming and what they've experienced here in Mundubbera on the farm, particularly the floods of 2013. Just some incredible stories.
Man, the hardships that farmers in Australia face, and what I was blown away with was the pecan, that it takes 7 years for a tree to mature before it can even produce a nut.
Well, and how delicious are they? And we got spoiled with pecans, so this is going to be our dessert for the next few nights.
Yeah.
A newfound appreciation I have for the pecan and
so
people
good.
behind pecans.
Let's go see those blueberries, beautiful Daddy.
So welcome to Smart Berries in Mundubbera. We've got quite a few blueberries here. We grow 100 hectares worth.
Wow.
We've got 12 different varieties on the farm. We employ, at this time of the year when it's peak season, we've got over 500 people on the farm. It's part of my job to coordinate that and make sure everything runs smoothly. We're able to grow all these blueberries pretty much all year round. There's peak season obviously, but because of the warmer climate that we've got here in Mundubbera throughout winter, we're able to grow them pretty much from April through to January.
Wow.
So it's all propagated. When we plant new bushes, this is what we look for, a nice bendy stem, and we can actually get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 plants out of that.
Wow.
And that's how you do the propagation.
Amazing.
Very light fingers. They use their thumbs a lot. Catch with the palms underneath and put straight in the bucket. do a quick, roll. So there's that one there that had a insect bite on it. They do a quick roll and then pop into their bucket, and then this one goes into a reject bucket. It doesn't go along the floor because it promotes disease and pests and things like that. So we tend to keep those ones and collect them as well, and they can go to the market for seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that you're using as much as you
everything
can.
that we can.
Yeah.
Yep. We try not to have too much waste at all.
I don't think I could work here because I would
Look at
never
me,
get
I do
paid.
too. I do too.
I'd be like, what berries in my bucket? They're all in my tummy.
On the road again. So I should be a little bit quiet. Jasper's having a kip in the background, which is remarkable because we have just travelled the last 130 kilometres on a road that the lady running the last caravan park we stayed at said is the worst road in Queensland.
It's pretty bumpy.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that point. So, and Jasper's fallen asleep probably about half an hour ago, which is pretty huge effort. He must have been tired. It does mean too that we'll have a pretty good night with him tonight. Good sleep during the day. The nights are much easier. A lot of changes for him being on the road in the caravan. A lot of changes for all of us.
Yeah, just getting used to this new way of life and new surroundings. And since we left Puna a couple of days ago, we've just had, a new destination every night. So yeah, it is a lot to take in for all of us, but especially when you're 3 too, I think a lot to adjust to.
He's doing well.
He is.
We're all doing well. So a little bit of a trek to say where we've actually come from. So we left the Gold Coast. We went via Brisbane. We then headed to Puna, and then through Maryborough, and then out through Gayndah to a little place called Mundubra. Then last night we were in Mowra. And tonight we're in Ralston, which means that our final leg into Carnarvon Gorge is, I think, an hour and a half or 2 hours. So
Tomorrow.
Yeah, which is great. And that's something else, is that Google Maps, as much as we love it, if it says 2 hours, it's showing a 3-ton caravan with reduced speed, and that heavy load basically means more like 3.5 hours.
It's a great idea. Somebody needs to invent a new app based on RVs, trucks, I imagine too.
Yeah, the real time. Anyway, we're excited because we are almost at Ralston, and it's another beautiful day. At least it's not as hot as our heat wave for the last couple of days.
Yeah, well, 28 degrees today, so that's nice. That's 12 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. God, that's hard to believe.
Good. A cold drink when we get there. Nice.
So we have arrived at Takaraka Bush Resort here at Carnarvon Gorge, and yesterday we did a trek into Carnarvon Gorge, which was just spectacular, and stay tuned for that footage in next week's episode. But we covered about 14 kilometres, and Paul wore Jasper in a carrier backpack on his back, And Jasper's about 16 kilos now. So you can imagine we're both feeling a little bit sore and a little bit tired from our trek in yesterday. So I thought, what better thing to do than to make us a great green recovery drink for Paul and I, and to also make Jasper a blueberry smoothie to use up some of these incredible blueberries that we still have in the freezer from our visit to Smart Berries in Mundubbera.
One for the cameraman.
So Sally at Smart Berries tipped us off because we came away with so many berries. She suggested that I freeze some of them to keep them, which is fantastic. But what happens when they thaw? They don't come out like they are when they're fresh. So they come out a little bit soft and squishy. So she said they're great in smoothies, pancakes. So that's what we're going to do today. Something that we ummed about before we left home was whether or not to bring the Thermomix. And this is one of the things that have absolutely changed my life. I say that there's 3 things once I became a mother. 3 things changed my life. The first thing were my essential oils that I can't live without. The second thing was my Thermomix. And the third thing is my Dyson handheld vacuum, which I also have packed in the caravan as well, and just makes tidying up super easy. But we bought the Thermomix with us, and I actually think it's going to be one of the best decisions that we made, because it is so easy to cook complete meals in. So whenever we're hooked up to power, I'll be able to whip out the Thermomix, make a couple of meals that I can pop in the freezer for midweek. And we're vegetarian, well, we're actually pescatarian, so it's just a really great way for us to cook and have meals always on the go, and to make things like green drinks and smoothies. Let's go. So for Jasper, we're going to do a blueberry smoothie. We're going to put a little bit of coconut milk in, just a little bit. Natural yogurt. Amazing blueberries. And some banana. All right. Oh, look at that. Looks amazing. Let's give it a taste test. Blueberry smoothie. Is that good? Is that good? Yum. Oh, so good. So what I'm going to do now is just add a couple of extra ingredients for Paul and I. A really good handful of baby spinach. I'm going to just pop the rest of the banana in. Some cucumber. A bit more water. Okay, I'm going to pop in some protein shake, which is always excellent to fill out your green drink, and really good for you too. And something else that I love to add to our green smoothies is a Terra Greens product. So this is a powdered fruit and vegetable supplement. It's got lots of good things in here. We love this brand, so we'll actually pop some details in the comments below, and a really great easy way to make sure that you're getting your daily intake of all your greens. Let's give that a whiz and see how that comes out. Okay, so it's probably a little bit more of a blue-green drink than a green drink. I am going to add a few more blueberries. Alrighty. Let's have a look.
A taste test.
Whoa, look at that colour. It smells amazing, actually. Give my cameraman a taste test.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's delicious. You're gonna love it.
That's good. How good is that?
Brilliant. We are going to actually run out of blueberries if we keep doing this. Beautiful little pecan. Who would have known that it takes 7 years to produce a pecan? What am I saying wrong?
Well,
What's wrong with that?
it's ambiguous. It doesn't take 7 years to produce a pecan. It just takes the tree 7 years before it matures, and then pecans grow every year.
Okay, I'll drag it.
Look at that sun, just look
Technicality.
sunny.
Check this little pecan out. This humble little pecan takes 7 years from when it's first planted to produce a pecan. Isn't that incredible?